really it gives me immense pleasure because I stand in the land where Dr. Varghese Kurian was born, a revolutionary leader, a leader who revolutionized Indian dairy industry and changed the life of crores and crores of people across the country. And he is the one who proposed the wheat revolution in India. And he is the role model leader of the dairy industry forever. That's what I strongly feel. First of all, we need to understand the system, how it works. We should understand why we are still worshipping cattle, especially cow. January 16th is Matu Pongal in Tamil. Across Tamil Nadu, people celebrate cow. I won't say it's for a religious purpose, but the purpose is very simple, but we are not aware of it. The rational theory behind it is conservation of biodiversity, to keep the ecological balance. In the life on earth, in the chain, this cattle population plays a vital role. So we need to preserve it, we need to conserve it. The second thing is milk, the major contributor of this nutritional supply to the humankind. So we live in a country where there is still malnutrition, starvation, undergrowth, underweight, and so on. So that plays a vital role. We need to be very aware of it. The third I can say is the livelihood component of the less privileged people. We have a very big population. No other country on earth is having such a big population. So the huge population, if you say, are living in a less privileged condition so far. So for their livelihood, they struggle a lot. And the role of cattle rearing, how it contributes to the livelihood of the people and how it contributes to the rural economy, that we need to be very careful. I don't know how many of you have visited villages or how many of you are living in villages. Many of my farmer friends may be here, and many people who are working in this sector, that is the cooperative sector, may be here, and many people in the dairy allied activities will be here. For all your information, I am telling, the life in a village is so risky and it has a lot of challenges for a very ordinary person, and even 3-4 cattle have the capacity to provide a good life for a farmer. That is the plight of a farmer. I know thousands of people who live only on the income they get from the cow. So it contributes livelihood of the people. And finally, the contribution to the GDP. We all talk about GDP, and previously the production sector is a major contributor, but now the manufacturing sector and the service sector is going in a skyrocketing manner. But at the same time, the production sector is coming down drastically. We may say that we have huge productions. Everywhere our production is going high. It's not the fact. We are the largest producer of milk. But look at the population of Denmark. Look at the population of any European country. And look at your population. Your population is nearly 1.5 billion. Now you tell, the production that we are making, is it enough for the population of India? If a person consumes an average of 0.5 liters, that is half liter of milk, through milk and dairy products, you just calculate the volume of milk that is required. I think that now the present production of milk may be around 65 crore liters. That is 650 million liters. But when we compare our population and when we think that all the people should consume the required amount of milk, we need at least 730 million liters of milk. That is 73 crore liters of milk. In that we find nearly 80 million liters of milk that we are lagging behind. So this is the picture of dairying in India. So we cannot simply say, now the so-called economists and everyone says that we have a big GDP. As a person who believes in socialist ideals, and also a person who is working under the strong leadership of our honorable CM of Tamil Nadu, Mr. M.K. Stalin, we talk about a model that is called the Dravidian model. That is nothing other than a model that is inclusive, that includes everyone in the process of development and the process of governance. So we need to take up everyone. Just to look at the plight of a small farmer living in a village. His only means having 1 or 2 cattle. That too is a difficult part for those fellows. So we cannot simply say we have this much of GDP and the socio-economic living conditions of the people are like a Western country. Is it appropriate? No. We all can say it's a strong no. There are people who are struggling to have a meal a day. That is the plight. So why I am telling this, our focus, our target people are the people who are less privileged, who are living in the villages. That we all need to be very clear about that. And the challenges that we are facing now, the first challenge is the grazing lands are diminishing. From a very young age, I used to come to Kerala. It's a land of God. Everywhere green, everywhere water. Such a beautiful place. But you just look at now, we are seeing concretized things everywhere. I have written so many letters to the government of India, insisting them, please come up with a land use policy. We don't have a proper land use policy. Anyone can change any land anytime. This is the thing that is going on. And many governments, they are the forefront in converting agri lands into some other land. In Tamil Nadu also, we had lot of grazing lands. It's a public property, it's a government property. But where it is now, how it is now, that's a big question. So the grazing land is coming down. The rising cost of feed and fodder, that is a very challenging thing. When I took charge as minister, when I visited villages, the people are telling it is not affordable, it's not cost effective. Why? The grazing land is diminishing, so we have to feed fodder from bringing from outside. So that cost is high, and the concentrate and everything that we are giving, that is also skyrocketing. And the next part is a low quality of the cattle. If you go to the west, or if you see a country like Denmark, the average milk production of a cow ranges above 35 to 70 liters per cow. But now Indian average may be 4-5 liters. In the rural area, maybe even less than that. So the productivity of the cow, that is a major part that we have to look into. And we all know that the climate change which is coming up is drastically affecting the people. The farmer will be expecting a rain, it may not. He might not have expected, but huge rains will be there, flooding everything, destroying his agriculture and so on. So that needs to be taken care of well. Then the farmer income security. Most of the farmer leave this industry because there is no income security for him. If something happens, done. So we need to bring in lot of reforms in the insurance sector so that each and every farmer will be able to get credit facility as well as insurance facility. So that needs to be ensured. Then the infrastructures for required for dairy, the cold chain management, all these things need to be addressed. So in the Indian dairy industry, there are a lot of challenges that we need to overcome. And with the help of technology, I hope it will be possible for us to bring it back. We need certain policies in place as well as we need strong political will to take it forward. Why I said it's strong political will? You just compare the incentives that we give to the farmers and the incentives we give to the multinational companies. The difference is so huge. Any company who comes and lands up, if he is asking for a capital incentive, the government is giving more than 50 to 55-60% in certain cases. So that is the capital incentive. You look at the other facilities like power subsidies, land subsidies, interest waiver, so much of things are happening. So this needs to be addressed. The huge population, millions and millions of people who depend upon this sector should be incentivized more. As I rightly told, the Indian population, if they are properly fed with the nutritional food like milk and dairy products, we need lot of milk for the domestic need also. That is one of the important things. And the second thing is there are huge opportunities coming up from abroad. As a minister, so many people come to me. Can you supply to Singapore? Can you supply to Middle East? Can you supply even to USA? And I can see a huge demand in the international market. And so many new products are coming up. All these things, it is going to have a very good impact in the dairy industry, and we have a very good scope, I can very well tell you. And the rising unemployment issue can be addressed only through this, because in Tamil Nadu, I can proudly say there are a lot of people with good education, good degrees like engineering, MBA and things like that. They are coming forward, buying farmland, doing sustainable farming. Wonderful to see. If somebody wants to see that, I can take you there. Even people, they have resigned their white collar jobs, high paid jobs, and they are coming to the rural area, settling down, doing the business. So that is one part. And the next part is huge number of unemployed youths are there. By means of giving a small loan, by means of giving some facilities, by means of giving some skilling to them, we can get a good entrepreneur. The unemployed fellow becomes a good entrepreneur at no time. So that is one of the biggest scope we have. And of course, any field that develops, it automatically develops allied sectors also. And we talk about GDP. So we are living in a world that always depends on GDP. Every state has to improve their GDP. The nation has a few $1 trillion GDP goal. And Tamil Nadu, we have a $1 trillion GDP goal. To achieve this also, we have to be very conscious about the emerging this dairy industry. And I hope with these kind of conclaves, I really appreciate the efforts of our Honorable Minister Sinjurani and the Chairman of Wilma, that they have put an effort to conduct such a good exhibition. And also, I think so many speakers will come on, they will express their views and things like that. It is going to give you a lot of inputs about a dairy industry. That will be very useful for you. I thank on behalf of Tamil Nadu, Madam. And I'm really so happy. I'm extending my thanks to each and every one of you. Thank you so much.
தமிழக மக்கள் ரொம்ப தெளிவாதான் இருப்பாங்களே தவிர்த்து இதை அயோத்தி மாதிரி ஆக்கலாமே, இதுல என்ன தவறுன்னு கேக்குறாருன்னா, அப்ப அவர் எந்த அளவு இவருக்கு அறிவு இருக்கு நயினார் நாகேந்திரன் அவர்களுக்குன்னு இதுலயே மக்கள் தெளிவா புரிஞ்சிருப்பாங்க. அப்ப நீங்க என்ன சொல்ல வரீங்க? நேரடியா நாங்க அப்படிதான் பண்ணுவோம், நாங்க பிஜேபியை உள்ள நுழைக்கிறதுக்கு RSS மூலமா எல்லா காரியங்களையும் நாங்க இதெல்லாம் ஒரு சின்ன விஷயங்கள் அப்படியே குட்டி குட்டியா அரிச்சு அப்படியே பெரிய பூதாகரமா ஆக்கி அதுல ஒரு சந்தோஷப்படுறதுதான் பிஜேபியோட நோக்கம். என்னன்னா தமிழக மக்களுடைய நிம்மதியை கெடுக்கும்.